is a war on people. FBI got a file on me. Too many cases in the land of free. Join us now as we make our plea. Set all drug offenders free. FBI got a file on you. Think they don't, but they goddamn do. All seeing eye is watching you. Everything you say and everything you do. FBI got a file on me. Another red man in a stolen country. And I don't give a fuck about the USA.
Here at HHS, we're excited to work with Elmo from Sesame Street to help kids protect themselves and do their best to keep germs away. When it comes to germs, the only thing we want to spread are good habits. And here's Elmo spreading some of those good habits.
It's time to practice staying healthy on Sesame Street.
That's right. Now, in order to stay healthy, always wash your hands.
Come on, practice washing your hands with Elmo. Wash, 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 wash.
Keep washing, and you'll stay happy and healthy on Sesame Street.
A mother mourns for her children. Killed by bird flu on Europe's doorstep. Come a pandemic, between 5 million and 150 million people could die. Just how many will depend on the availability of effective medicines, and in the front line is Tamiflu. But the race to save lives is also earning its manufacturer big profits, its shareholders a healthy dividend, and one man growing rich with the panic sits at the heart of the American government. Donald Rumsfeld, Defense Secretary and former chairman of Gilead Sciences, the biotech company that owns the rights to humanity's best hope against the H5N1 virus. His stake is valued at £3 to 14 million. It makes some campaign groups uneasy.
We've seen the American government take people from pharmaceutical companies into some of their most powerful positions, and we think it's no coincidence that the position that the American government has taken over and over again in World Trade Organization meetings, in World Health Organization meetings, they want much stronger patent protection from countries that they're working with, and their influence has certainly been very harmful in many developing countries.
Tamiflu is made on license by Roche, one of the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies. It spent around £600 million developing the drug, and to protect its investment, it has a patent until 2016. Valid almost everywhere in the world, the patent makes it illegal for other companies to make cheaper generic versions. So far, the drug is estimated to have boosted Roche's profits by £1.5 billion.
Tamiflu has provided a very favourable tailwind for the company. It has actually enabled them to deliver strong growth as governments have ordered significant stockpiles of the drug.
Britain has ordered 15 million packs to protect the population. Other Western nations also have stockpiles built on the advice of the World Health Organization. But even at the discounted price of £8 a pack, the drug is beyond the means of the third world, where poverty and AIDS will make the effects of H5N1 still more deadly. And the 5 million packs donated by Roche to the WHO won't go far.
If most of the developing world is going to have to rely on that, there's not enough. So there's a real urgent question about ensuring that you get enough of this drug stockpiled, and in order to do that you can't just rely on one manufacturer. You've got to allow generic manufacturers to get in there and to make alternative supplies.
We put those points to Roche. The company said Tamiflu is difficult to make, and a free-for-all could result in ineffective supplies reaching the market. It wants to retain control of the world's production.
Well, I think it's really for those countries to heed the World Health Organization and actually put a bird flu plan in place. As I say, we can only begin talking to governments as they approach us to put a plan in place to do that. And I think obviously it's a world issue, and perhaps we're certainly willing as a company to play our part in that and upscale production to help them.
But the foundation...
I think we've actually covered quite a lot of ground already, haven't we?
That was Roche's PR executive. The extent of the company's humanitarian supply to the third world would seem a sensitive subject. Roche has now signed production deals with 2 companies in China and India, but it will be several months before they are able to add to the world's supply of Tamiflu. That could be too late if the pandemic starts anytime soon. There could be a limited supply of the most effective medicine against the deadliest flu virus in nearly a century.
China has suspended flights from Mexico in the wake of the outbreak of H1N1, otherwise known as swine flu. Hong Kong authorities confirmed a Mexican man who travelled through Shanghai had the virus. Local governments are tracking down his fellow passengers to quarantine them. Flu prevention measures are being introduced across Asia. In Myanmar, thermosensor cameras have been set up at the airport, and health staff are conducting temperature checks on arriving passengers. There have been sporadic outbreaks across the continent. South Korea has confirmed its first case, a health ministry official said on Saturday. The sufferer was a 51-year-old woman who recently returned from Mexico. In New Delhi, 3 passengers have been quarantined in hospital for symptoms of swine flu infection. The World Health Organization said although the virus had reached Asia, the spread had so far been limited. Peter Cordingley is the WHO spokesman for the Western Pacific region.
A pandemic seems to be imminent, and governments have to get ready for it. And when we say getting ready for it, we mean looking after the health of their citizens. I don't think there are many ways they can stop it coming in. If you look at what happened with this traveller from Mexico to Hong Kong, he walked through health checkpoints in Shanghai and in Hong Kong and was not spotted.
So far, at least 15 countries have reported 615 infections with H1N1. However, new laboratory data showed fewer people have died from the virus in Mexico than first thought. It's a glint of good news for a world rattled by the threat of a flu pandemic. Jim Drury, Reuters.